Okay, so in this template, which is taken from the cooking category, we have a really nice looking template, and it's for the organic food recipe. So that's what it says. So what we can do is we can actually turn this into something that represents, say, healthy, fresh and organic juices. And what I've done with this template is I've already put these guidelines in. So if I just make this a little bit bigger, you'll be able to see the guidelines, right? So these are the guidelines, and they will help you to replace these images. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we'll locate the layer that these images are on, and if we look in the layers section, here are here's the one image which is basically showing all these images. So what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and put these guidelines in, so it makes it really easy to replace this. Now if you don't see the guidelines or you don't see the ruler, you need to go to view, and then you need to have this rulers checked. You also need the snap, and then snap to guides checked. Okay, so you need all those things checked, and once you've done that, you'll be able to see these. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select our rectangular marquee tool, and then we're going to put our cursor right at the edge, and then we're going to basically draw a marquee around the guidelines. And because we've got the snap set, it actually snaps to these guidelines. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to basically replace this image with some fruit images. So I have a whole bunch of fruit images here, and what we're going to do is we can pick anything really. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, maybe pick this orange. That looks quite nice. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll actually drag this image into Photoshop here, and here's our image. So we'll do select all, and then edit, and then copy. Now we can basically close down this image, we don't need it anymore. And now this is really important. What we want to do is we want to actually paste into this selection. So we go edit and then paste into, and what happens is it will actually clip around the marquees, the selected marquee area. So let's select the pick tool and I'll show you what I mean. So see, it basically is clipping around the area. So all we need to do is basically put this on there like this, and we'll just go Control T for free transform, and then with the Shift key pressed, we'll just kind of increase it a little bit so it covers all the marquee areas, just like that. And then we'll hit the Enter key to basically accept our selection, and there you go. So that's one done. And if you've noticed over here, what it does is it actually puts it on a brand new layer, and here is the layer. So let's go ahead and do that once again. We'll select our bottom image layer with the marquee selected. We'll go ahead and select the second one, and it snaps as usual. Now we'll come to, let's say we want a nice lemon. Okay, so we'll take this lemon, that looks quite nice, drag it into the Photoshop. Control A this time. I'm just going to show you a shortcut. Instead of going Select A, you can also go Control A. So we'll say Control A to select all. Then instead of going instead of going Edit and Copy, we can do Control C. So very quickly, Control A, Control C will copy, close down the image, and then we'll go Edit and then Paste into. So that's the second image pasted, and we'll hit our Move tool, and then here we'll go Control T to do a transform, and then with the Shift key pressed, we're just going to kind of make this like that. So there you have it. That's the. Now this lemon probably doesn't look as good as this lemon here, so let's try that again. We'll drag this lemon in here, Control A, Control C. Then we don't have a marquee yet, so we'll go marquee again, and then we'll go edit, paste into, and now this looks a little bit more better, so we'll go Control T for transform, and then we'll just basically stretch it a little bit, press enter to accept our edits. So there you go, that's the second one. And then basically you want to go through the whole thing like that to select all these different images of fruits, and then when you come down here, what we can do is we can change this title. So with the move tool selected, we'll go Control, and then we'll click on this inside the recipe where it says recipe, and look what happens, it actually jumps to the layer. Let me show you that again. I select this layer. Now keep an eye on this. What happens is when I control click this, it jumps and selects the layer automatically, right? So we can double click this, and what we can do is we can name this 101 fresh juice recipes, something like that. Okay, and here is the tagline. So once again, if you can't control click this, you can always find the tagline in here, and it says something like what does it say? Food that fulfills all. So it's this one here. So we'll double click that, and we'll say fresh fruit juice recipes that are healthy, or something like that. I mean, you can make up the title, and we'll select the pick tool again to deselect the text, and once again you can do the same thing, and you can change the author here. So that's basically it. I mean, there's really very little that you need to do to make this template look completely different. Okay, and one final thing, let's say if we wanted to change this background to say the color of the orange. So how do we do that? Well, once again we control click on the area, so that selects this background. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go image, adjustment, and then hue and saturation, and now we're just going to kind of play around with this to the hue, especially the hue, to see if we can actually hit that color. So that kind of looks very similar to the orange. So I think we've hit it quite nicely, and we can kind of play around with this, you know, make the saturation, the lightness, blah blah blah, but I think it looks pretty good there. So I would think that that would be it. Now look at the original one that we had, and then this one. I mean, there's a huge, although it's the same template, but there's a huge difference. So there you have it. That's how you do that, and I'll see you in the next video.